It's 1 Corinthians 13:13. You all know it. And it says, now abide faith, hope, and love, these three. And the greatest of these is love. And the context of that verse is really important because Paul's actually talking about the gifts of the Spirit. And he's going through this treatise about what the gifts of the Spirit were, and he's telling us that we need to earnestly desire these gifts, and he's talking about healings and miracles and prophecy and tongues and interpretation and discerning in spirits and all these sort of wonderful, great things. And then he says all these things will eventually pass away. But there's only three things that abide, three things that remain, three things that are eternal. And he says, and those three things are faith, hope, and love. He says, this is the bedrock of your spirituality, that you would know that this is the ground in which you build, and all the other things, as wonderful as they are, and when God does mighty things, and when miracles happen and healings happen, that's all good and great. But he says, your faith is based on hope and faith and love. And I'm doing it in that order, slightly different than Paul's, because I think the starting place is hope. And so my message today is called Hope Floats. And some of you think that Hope Floats is that movie with Sandra Bullock, and that's true, but it's actually an expression. And Hope Floats means that it is a strength that comes to overcome adversity and trials in life. That's what hope floats mean. Hope does something. That's the definition of hope, really. And so let me show you a little verse. There's lots of it. Hope is mentioned 134 times in Scripture. It really is bedrock, and when you look at this verse, you'll know why. It's Hebrews chapter 6, verse 18. It says, be strongly encouraged to seize the hope set before us. We have this hope, a sure and steadfast anchor of the soul. And he says hope is the anchor of the soul. That is the thing that grounds us. That is the foundation in which we build our life. And the definition of hope is an expectation for a better future. That's the definition. It's really, really quite simple. And you know, we know this, that you can live for 40 days without food, 8 days without water, 4 minutes without oxygen. How long can you really live without hope? I mean, hope is so fundamental to who we are. And the other side of the hope equation is found in Proverbs 13, verse 12. And it says this, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when a dream comes, it's a tree of life. Hope deferred. When you lose hope, your heart becomes sick. Everybody in this room knows what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what it's like to lose that hope, to be in that moment where you become any of these things. When you show me someone who's depressed, discouraged, despondent, distressed, disinterested, anything, and I will show you somebody that has lost hope.